Now it's time to talk about another kind of loop, right? I told you that Arduinos were all about something happening, and based on that trigger, doing something. So in this case, the way we want to loop through that forever loop is with something called for. So the loop we want to drag into our forever loop is for index. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to find index. And I've got this box that says for index from 0 to 4, go do this thing. So index is special. It's actually a variable. And if we were to go over to this variables section, we now see a variable named index. And a way to set the index value to start, and a way to change the index value. But the block programming has very conveniently for us already defined this place to hold things, or this variable.
So, Ladies Team, I do have a question really fast.
Yes, sir.
What is a variable?
It's a container to hold stuff.
Well, thank you.
And in this case, the variable, or the container we're calling, or the file cabinet, if you may, is called index.
Very interesting.
And we're going to use this index variable to have it do things. And what it's going to do is it's going to, every time it goes through the loop, it's going to change the number by 1. So in this case, we've said for index from 0 to 4, do this. So what we want to do is we want to tell it to repeat this some number of times. So I'm going to come in, and I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to find repeat. And I'm going to go to repeat, and I'm going to tell it to repeat index times. So we'll go here, and that's not what we want to paste. Go into our variables and grab our index variable, and say from index from 0 to 4, repeat something index times. So that's going to do it however many times our counter is at. So let's, in this case, do something so we can count how many times it thinks index is. So I'm going to say make all the pixels red. And then I'm going to have it pause for me for a little bit so we can count them again, just like we did before. So let's go use pause. Set it all the pixels to red. Pause a second. And then I'm going to make them all black so that we change the color. Because we didn't change the color, we couldn't see that they were flashing. So let's go back in here. Make them all turn black. And then let's pause that again so we can count. So this is going to say when the index is at 1, flash it red once, then flash it back once, and then go back up to the top of the loop and change that number from 1 to 2, and then flash it red twice, and then go back up to the top of the loop again. Now, if we want to be able to see what that's really doing, then we've got to add a pause at the end so we can see when it's ready to go back up to the top of the loop. So I'm going to grab one more pause here. And I'm going to put a pause down here at the very bottom after it's done the repeat index times. And I'm going to make that a 1 second pause. So let's see what that does. Download it. Push the button to program it. Wait patiently while it downloads. It's almost done. There we go. Drag that file onto my disk. And the light's turned off. But now it's flashing. 2, 3, 4. 1. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we start again at the beginning with 1. And it's in my forever loop, so it's going to do it over and over and over again. because I told it to do it from 0 to 4. I could make it 0 to 50, and we'd eventually be counting to 50 every time we went through, as the number increments one more every time. So if you need counting practice, this is a great piece to use, but it's also a really nice process to be able to understand. I could change index to tell me what the volume is that you hear right now when I clap my hands. I could use index to tell me how much light it is in the room or what temperature it is in the room, because all of these are just saying do this thing this number of times. So it's like setting a variable and then building a process to use it. Now, what other things can you do with this? Well, I've got a couple of suggestions here. You can change the index value, go from 0 to 10. You can change the pause values. Obviously, you can change the colors and the animations and all of the things that it does. And you can repeat this over and over and over again. You could make it build a rainbow 10,000 times if you wanted to. And it would just keep getting more and more and longer every time. And that's what a for loop is for. We're almost there, guys. We're just about ready to start putting this all together. We've given you 3 times of loops, and we've given you things you can do with those 3 kinds of loops. In the next video, we're going to talk about sensors.